All right, Coach Devante here with Xtreme Strength Fitness, back for another video with our extreme humans here today. What are we talking about? Well, today we're going to be getting into a little bit more of bilateral and unilateral training. I know we talk about this quite a bit, and there's good reason behind it. There's a lot of different ways to use these things. If you've never heard what bilateral or unilateral is, then definitely stay tuned to the end of the video today so you can make sure you get the best benefits out of both types of movements for you and your goals. Bilateral movements. What is this? So a bilateral movement is a movement that utilizes both limbs. So whether it's a squat or a push-up or a bench press, you're utilizing both of your limbs to contract a desired muscle group to then move or produce force to then move a desired weight. So in the short term of things, right? Make it nice and simple. A squat, a deadlift, good mornings, bench pressing, you have push-ups, dips, any of that stuff, overhead pressing, anything where you're gonna be with a barbell, anything where you're gonna be using both of your limbs at the same time. Even if you have a dumbbell and you're going through the movement at the same time, that is still bilateral training, right? So, well, why does this matter? Well, see, for anybody, it's good to know that bilateral movements, you're just gonna be more stable. So on that note, it might behoove you to wanna focus on strength in these movements, right? So anything where you're really trying to get strong and push that weight, it's gonna be those bilateral movements that you really can produce the most force in. So that might be the best. And also when it comes to, you know, muscle building, so hypertrophy training, any of that stuff, performance work, all that you can think of. Performance would be explosive, so you can be very explosive with two limbs than you can with one. And with hypertrophy work, then you're able to lift just a little bit more weight to get that much more muscle damage in to then increase muscle growth. So that is bilateral training. Now, unilateral training, what is that? Well, uni, one, means a movement that utilizes each limb independently to contract a desired muscle group to then move a desired weight, right? So this can be anything from a lunge to a single leg RDL to ice skaters, jumping back and forth, landing on one leg. This can be alternating dumbbell chest pressing, kettlebell bottom under press, single arm dumbbell curls. These are all great examples of unilateral movements, right? So with unilateral movements, now you're less stable, right? So bilateral, you're a lot more stable. Unilateral, more unstable. Now, this doesn't mean you can't lift heavy or end up lifting heavy in a unilateral movement, but the thing is, you just might want to watch yourself and just be careful with it. You know, take your time. This isn't stuff to just go pushing a bunch of weight on. Really see how your body holds, and proper prep work is definitely key for that. Now for me, being a skateboarder and all that, unilateral is where I live, and I believe a lot of us should live in unilateral movements more often. Simply because just life. Life is life nowadays, and we're sitting at these desks, we're chilling at home, and you know, we're just always kind of doing stuff that might not be advantageous to longevity of life, right? So when I think of training and anything like that, I think, well, if I'm gonna get the best bang for my buck, let me do it. And to me, that comes with unilateral movements. Not saying that bilateral movements don't hold their place, they definitely do. I just love to utilize unilateral movements to make sure that I'm working out any discrepancies that I might be building through daily life things, myself just going through ankle surgery. That's definitely a huge thing. So that's another thing, you know, coming off of an injury of any kind. So whether you're a skateboarder, mom, dad, stay-at-home mom or dad, you're working a electrician job, you get injured there, something of that sort, unilateral movements are really gonna help you even during the recovery process. So before you even can start doing stuff with load on that injured side, then you have something to work on. You still can work that other side, because guess what? You still can get growth on the side that's injured when you do that. And then also getting back into things, adding load. You can get more into that in a different video, but then you're able to really control, okay, let me work on the weak side, make sure that I can catch that weak side up to my strong side without building more discrepancies, all that great stuff. That's really why I love unilateral movements. Also, just ego checking myself. When I grab a barbell and I go to rip some weight, it's a lot easier with both hands than it is with two. Both hands than it is with one, I should say. And on that note, one thing I love about unilateral movements is the fact that if you can get stronger on one leg or with one arm, you most likely should be able to produce more force and be stronger with both. Makes sense, right? Yeah, thought so. So let's round it all off. So, which movement is best? Bilateral, unilateral. It's not that one's better than the other people. It's really not. Okay, so you just gotta look at your goals. Know your goals, and that's really gonna help you figure out which ones to be doing maybe more of. Now, that being said, I know a lot of the clients that I've worked with definitely can utilize a lot more unilateral, getting on one leg just a little bit more often and pushing with one arm just a little bit more often. But that being said, just know your goals. That's really the big thing. And neither of them weigh each other out in any aspect. It's just the fact of which one's gonna work best for you. I know for me, unilateral definitely holds a heavy spot. So look at it that way. Now, understand that if you get stronger, like I said, on one leg, then it makes sense that you should then be stronger with two. Or with one arm, then you should be stronger with two arms. Makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. It makes sense in the science world, I think, right? And remember that anything with one limb in use will be more unstable. So no matter how you look at it, when you're using one limb versus two, you're just gonna be more unstable. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're out there getting your next extreme session in. And trust me, I know it sounds like when I say that, we're saying you gotta go hard, but you all should know by now. It's just the fact that we're all capable of being extreme. So whether you're out there doing your regular stretching stuff, whether you're out there lifting your heavy weight, whether you're out there getting your clips, stacking those tricks, hey, we love it, and I hope all of you humans stay extreme. This is Coach Devante. That was bilateral versus unilateral movements. Hope you all got something out of it. Make sure you share this with all of your friends so they don't miss out. Share with the family, friends, the skate homies, the lifting homies, all the homies. Share with everybody, because who doesn't want to learn this stuff? Who doesn't want to know a little bit more? And if you already know it, share it with somebody else who already might know it. Make them get a recap, because I know myself, sometimes I need a recap. That's why I like making these videos and stuff, because it helps me, So, and also, last thing I'm gonna say, make sure you click that subscribe button down. Go ahead, go click it. Make sure you click it, because you want to stay up to date. Bunch of videos coming out. Super excited. Me, Coach Lou, bunch of other stuff is coming out with Xtreme Strength and Fitness. So make sure you stay up to date. And to do that, not only subscribing, but clicking the little bell notification that's next to it will also keep you up to date every time we drop a video. Make sure you guys check the description for all links on sponsors, anything you may need on coaching services, and if you want to check out the website, get any further information on myself and anybody else here at Xtreme Strength Fitness.